Okay, yeah, cool. So, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember O'Neill.
Here.
Councilmember Tran.
Here.
Councilmember Dovin.
Present.
Councilmember Klumpenstein.
Here.
Councilmember Kimwin.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Brightgum.
Here.
And Mayor Jones.
Here. May I please ask Assistant City Manager Maria Stipe to do the invocation, and followed by Councilmember Cindy Tran to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you. I'd like to ask everybody to please stand and prepare yourselves according to your faith. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for everyone gathered here this evening and for the sense of high purpose that we share. As we consider the items before us, we ask that you would guide us and give us wisdom to make the best decisions for our Garden Grove community. Amen.
Amen. Yeah.
Alrighty, and with that, I'd like to adjourn over to the Housing Authority, and I'll hand it over to Chair Brightgum.
Voice roll call, please.
Commissioner Beckles. Here. Commissioner Dovin.
Present.
Commissioner Jones.
Here.
Commissioner Klumpenstein.
Here.
Commissioner Kimwin.
Here.
Commissioner O'Neill.
Here.
Commissioner Tran.
Here.
And Vice Chair, excuse me, Kimwin. And Chair Brightgum.
Here. All right. Open up oral communications. If anybody would like to address the Housing Authority, not the council, we'll be doing that separately. But is there anybody here that would like to address the Garden Grove Housing Authority? Okay. Seeing none, I'll close oral communications and we'll move on to consent. Entertain a motion?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
A and B?
Yes.
Okay. Got a motion and a second. We have the vote, please. Yeah, it did.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't have her tablet, so we're gonna have to do a roll call vote.
Oh, okay.
Commissioner Beckles?
Yes.
Commissioner Dovin?
Aye.
Commissioner Jones?
yes.
Commissioner Klopfenstein?
Yes.
Commissioner Tanwin?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Neill? Commissioner Tran?
Yes.
Vice Chair Kim Nguyen?
Yes.
And Chair Brightingham.
Yes,
Motion received, 9 yes votes.
thank you. We'll move on to matters. Do we have any matters by commissioners? Okay, seeing no one will close matters, we will adjourn. The next regular Housing Authority meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, May 23rd at 5:30 PM right here in the Community Meeting Center. Back to the council.
All right. All right, we will reconvene city council. That takes us on to presentations, item 1A.
Item 1A is a community spotlight in recognition of the Garden Grove Police Department VIP program volunteers for their valued service. And Assistant City Manager Maria Stipe will read the community spotlight.
Thank you, Deputy Clerk. This evening, the Garden Grove City Council would like to recognize the Garden Grove Police Department's VIP volunteers for their valued service. Would the VIP program volunteers please all come forward? You can just stand right up here in front of the podium. Yeah, right up here in the front. You can turn around and face the all of your fans. The VIP program was developed in 1994 to offer citizens a critical role in the Garden Grove community and maximize the Garden Grove Police Department's level of service. From participating in community events with the Community Liaison Division to completing data entry for the crime analysis and gang suppression units, the VIP program volunteers assume a variety of assignments that have historically been performed by uniformed police or civilian personnel. By completing time-consuming but necessary assignments, the VIP program volunteers allow Garden Grove police officers to fully focus on law enforcement and serving the community. As of December 2022, the VIP program volunteers have contributed over 111,000 hours of service to the Garden Grove community since the program's inception. The VIP program volunteers are a tremendous community resource and an invaluable asset to the Garden Grove Police Department and the City of Garden Grove. At this time, the mayor and city council would like to present the Garden Grove Police Department VIP program volunteers with certificates in recognition of their valued service. Okay, so let's see. So I think what we're going to do is present the certificates. Do we have certificates? Okay. Yeah. So we're going to present those certificates, and then after Mayor Jones presents the certificates to the volunteers, we also have representatives, I believe, from Assemblymember Tree-Taw, Congresswoman Michelle Steele, Senator Janet Nguyen, and Senator Tom Umberg's office with us here tonight. And I understand that they would also like to recognize all of the volunteers as well. So you're going to be very well recognized this evening. And so we'll start with Mayor Jones.
Otherwise, we'll spend a half hour here trying to figure out who goes to who. the right one.
You did?
Yeah, thank you guys very much, yeah.
Should we do all of the certificates and then maybe just do a group photo with everybody? Does that sound good? Okay, so I'm going to call up representative from Congresswoman Michelle Steele's office. Please go ahead and just, you can just pass them along, or you can just stand here and we can pass them out later if you want to.
I have Amado Bento. Congratulations. And then I have Harry Davies.
Kelly.
I have Maureen Galloway. Okay. Sure. Go ahead and take half and half. A little teamwork. And then Lisa Spencer. Here you go. Congratulations. Rudy Balestros? Not here. Arla Donahue?
The youngest.
Joan Gross. Congratulations. Dale? And Joan Middlestein. Okay. Here are the extras.
Thank you so much.
Well, on behalf of Congresswoman Michelle Steele, we just want to go and congratulate the VIP program for the Garden Grove Police Department. We thank our men and women in blue and all those that help from our community. So thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you. And now I'd like to invite up a representative from Senator Tom Umberg's office. We-
Ditto what Zach said. Thank you so much. To the city of Garden Grove, we know that Garden Grove PD and Senator are very thankful for all the work that you do. So thank you so much for your time.
And next, I'd like to invite up representative from Senator Janet Wynn's office. If we have anybody? Oh, okay. We'll go to the next one, and then if you can get her, then we'll go ahead with that. And we may have a representative here also from Assemblymember Treetaw's office.
Yes. Thanks, Maria.
You're welcome. Good to see you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Colin. I have the pleasure of representing Assemblyman Treetaw, who represents Garden Grove for everyone here in Sacramento. Congratulations to all of you. You're outstanding because you do great administrative support work for the police department, vacation checks, records, all the great stuff, except you don't get paid. So thank you for sharing. To keep the community safe here in Garden Grove, we really appreciate it. So I'll just pass these down to everybody. Figure out. Or I'll give it back. I don't know if I said Thank you.
Thank you very much, Colin. Okay, and I think, okay, so we're going to bypass Senator Janet Wynn, and we'll get those certificates to you at a later time. But I just want to say thank you to all of you, and obviously your volunteer service is very much appreciated in the community and by the police department and by the city and city council. So congratulations, and thank you so much.
Yeah, they're gonna just take the picture from here and we can stand up and they'll be on the maybe come over, I don't know, maybe come over this way.
That way?
Would you?
We're gonna get caught.
Yeah, can you come more this way? We could do another one down there.
Are you hiding? All right, Mayor, can you switch over? And then somebody
This way.
Come on.
You guys want to go down?
Put your hand up this way, can see, they can see our hand.
Okay, right here, Suki. Can I have you?
Come on, get in here.
Don't be shy.
They are.
1, 2, 3. Councilman? Yeah, Steffi, and then Kim.
That's right.
Right there. No, Kim, more over. One more.
Very good.
All right, right there. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
I wanted to vote no on it.
Alrighty. Next, I'm going to go out of order just a little bit because we've got another group of folks in the room that we'd like to recognize, and this pertains to one of our consent items. So I'd like to pull forward item 3A from our consent calendar. That's adoption of a proclamation celebrating May 1st through 7th, 2023 as Youth Week.
I'll second.
Okay. Roll call vote, call to vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Alrighty. May we please call Stephanie Chanji forward, and we'd like to present a proclamation. Maria, take it away.
Yes, and I'm going to go ahead and read the proclamation tonight. May
Ken?
1st through 7th, 2023 is proclaimed National Elks Youth Week. And whereas the Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks has designated May 1st through 7th as Youth Week to honor America's junior citizens for their accomplishments and to give fitting recognition of their service to the community, state, and nation. And whereas Garden Grove Elks number 1952 will sponsor an observance during that week in tribute to the junior citizens of this community. And whereas no event could be more deserving of our support and participation than one dedicated to these young people who represent the nation's greatest resource, and who in the years ahead will assume the responsibility for the advancement of our free society. And whereas our youth need the guidance, inspiration, and encouragement which we alone can give in order to help develop those qualities of character essential for our future leadership. And whereas to achieve this worthy objective, we should demonstrate our partnership with youth, our understanding of their hopes and aspirations, and a sincere willingness to help prepare them in every way for the responsibilities and opportunities for citizenship. Now, therefore, we, the Garden Grove City Council, do hereby proclaim the first week in May as Youth Week and urge all of our citizens to participate wholeheartedly in this observance adopted this day, April 25th, 2023. And in addition to this proclamation, we have a certificate of recognition that we're also going to be presenting this evening to La Quinta High School student Kenton Bach for his community service and academic achievements under the support of the Garden Grove Elks Club. So with that, I'm going to allow the mayor and city council to make the presentation.
You didn't know that was part of your job.
Photo credit, yeah.
Please come forward here, we'll take some pictures. Here together.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Sure. Do you guys want to pile in and be in these pictures?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, all those red shirts, bring up the red shirts.
Red shirts, let's go. Red shirt.
And again, look here, like, there we go. Okay. Here comes the entourage.
Okay, wait, one more down here. I need to go.
One more with Lisa.
Okay.
You go first, your exalted ruler.
Yeah, congratulations, by the way, exalted ruler. No pressure, no pressure, come on.
Look out all night.
You're getting to be a popular guy. Start becoming a city council for the bad.
Okay.
You're in a red shirt too.
Okay, who are we looking at first?
He goes everywhere. Thank you, Trey.
I got one over here. One, two,
Wait, over here.
right here.
Nope.
Okay. One, two,
Got it.
Can I have one more?
See you later, guys.
Okay. Probably see you tomorrow.
What time tomorrow? What time is meeting tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll speak and I'll introduce you. Good evening again. Thank you, Mayor and Council members, for recognizing the Garden Grove Elks with our National Youth Week, May 1st through 7th. A little bit about what we're doing is we're really promoting the youth in our community. We're out there doing hoop shoots, scholarships, backpack drives, promoting scouting events. And one of our youths that we'd like to recognize tonight is Kenton Bach here of La Quinta High School. He's a senior at high school. He's a a recent Eagle Scout recipient, and was also just appointed to West Point Military Academy.
Wow.
And I'd like to turn it over to Kenton for a few words.
Great.
Good evening, Mayor Jones and council members and everyone. My name is Kenton Bach, and I am a son, student, and proud citizen of Garden Grove. So Garden Grove is a great city because of its exceptional quality of life. Our city boasts top-notch schools, safe neighborhoods, and a thriving local economy. Whether you're raising a family, starting a career, or spending your retirement years, Garden Grove offers something for everyone. Touching more on the school aspect, I go to school at La Quinta High School, which is a school that is a part of the Garden Grove Unified School District. The vast opportunities provided by the school district, ranging from educational to extracurricular, have forged countless exceptional students. You may have seen some of them on the streetlight banners as you drive your car through the city. For each and every student, one of their keys to success is the community that surrounds them. Students of the Garden Grove Unified School District are truly blessed to live in a prosperous community like Garden Grove. In conclusion, Garden Grove is a great city that truly has it all. From our strong sense of community and exceptional quality of life to endless educational opportunities, there are countless reasons why Garden Grove is such a great place to live. I can confidently say that I'm a proud citizen of Garden Grove. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. Alrighty, thank you. You guys are welcome to go if you want. We'll give you a few minutes to clear out, because once we get into the business, you're going to feel trapped.
Yeah, stay for all the boring stuff.
Hey, congratulations, man. That's huge.
Alrighty, next we will head into oral communications, starting with Michael Hunn. Good to see you here, sir. Thanks for hanging in with us as we went through our presentations.
No, very impressive presentations tonight. Very happy to be here. Michael Hunn, I'm the Chief Executive Officer at CalOptima Health. We're the local Medi-Cal health plan here in Orange County. We insure about 980,000 of the residents of the county of Orange out of our 3.1 million population, so about a third of the county. And we provide an organized set of abilities for members that have our insurance to receive their health care here in Orange County. Tonight I'm here to applaud your efforts with regards to the navigation center that you're contemplating in collaboration here with the City of Garden Grove, Fountain Valley, and Westminster. Most of the folks that would benefit from this program are our members. And our members are made up of individuals that live below the federal poverty level. So to receive the Medi-Cal health insurance for a family of 4, you make less than $38,000 a year. For an individual, you make less than $18,000 a year. And we're privileged to serve this population. If you're a Medi-Cal member and you carry a CalOptima Health insurance card, there is no premium and there is no copay. It is fully funded by the state of California. As a public agency, we also look at community health. And I really want to applaud this city and this city council for the work that you're doing, not only with the homeless and unhoused, but with the overall health of this community. We are very pleased to support this initiative for your navigation center. We are very pleased to support your efforts around homelessness. Some of our other staff will speak to the work that you've undertaken in street medicine. And I wish all the cities across Orange County would look to Garden Grove for your leadership in these areas. It is impressive. I'm here tonight as the CEO to applaud you and to thank you and to encourage you to continue these efforts in leading here in Orange County. And then finally, it's always impressive to see the work of volunteers and to see the youth of the community come through. And we represent all ages in Orange County. And so it's nice to be a part of your council meeting this evening. I thank all of you, and I continue to stand in support of your great efforts in this navigation center in regards to your new city manager, Lisa Kim. So nice to see all of you this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Kelly Bruno Nelson.
Good evening, Mayor Steve Jones, Mayor Pro Tem George Bredigan, members of the Garden Grove City Council, and the city staff. Thank you for allowing me to provide public comment this evening. My name is Kelly Bruno Nelson, and I'm the Executive Director of Medi-Cal and Cal-AIM at CalOptima Health. I'm here this evening to offer CalOptima Health's enthusiastic support for Agenda Items 6A and 6B, both related to funding the operations and construction of the Central Cities Navigation Center in the great city of Garden Grove. At CalOptima Health, we believe that housing is health, and one of the most effective ways we can build healthier communities is to create pathways to permanent housing for our unhoused community members. We believe the important partnership between the cities of Garden Grove, Fountain Valley, and Westminster will be an invaluable resource for individuals experiencing the challenges of homelessness, helping them along the path to better health and ultimately permanent housing. The Tri-City Navigation Center complements a number of other programs Garden Grove has proactively implemented, including the recently launched partnership with CalOptima Health to stand up Orange County's first street medicine program. The Street Medicine Partnership enables providers to deliver primary health care services to up to 200 of our members here in Garden Grove, using a medical van to canvass throughout your city and reach members right where they are. The Central Cities Navigation Center will add a critical component to the Street Medicine program, ensuring the entire continuum of care being built here in Garden Grove is readily available to all those needing emergency housing and supports. The cities of Garden Grove, Fountain Valley, and Westminster, and the County of Orange Office of Care Coordination should be applauded for this progressive regional partnership to help the most vulnerable members in our community. Thank you all for your leadership on this critical issue, and please know that CalOptima Health is committed to working with the great city of Garden Grove on behalf of those most in need. Thank you.
Thank you. Luis Burgueño.
Mr. Mayor, City Council members, and city staff in general. My name is Luis Burgueño, and I am a student in Garden Grove High School. I'm the skate club president and also in there. And we've come here today as a representative for the representatives for the skate club of Garden Grove High to present the idea to create a public area for skateboarders to exercise, develop our skills, and build a community. After we endured the community trauma of isolation during COVID regulations, we have begun to understand the importance of being outdoors and in nature. As a skate park will be a great addition to the community's overall wellness. Sorry. It would allow us to have a space to practice and perfect our beloved sport, which nowadays, like you've seen in TV. A skate park will be greatly a benefit for the community by providing a safe environment for skateboarding. Skateboarding also helps people relax and gives them escape from their troubles, being a good way to relieve and help with mental health problems. It's also a great opportunity to help our local businesses, such as restaurants, establishments, because it creates a bigger attraction to the city, especially our nearby historic Main Street. Bringing profits because after a good skate session, people will become hungry, thirsty, and want to explore our local stores. Everyone benefits and will help our mission to BIGG, Buy in Garden Grove. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you. Dayton Fan.
Mayor, City Council members, City staff, hello and good evening. My name is Dayton Fan, and I'm a junior of the Garden Grove High School Skate Club. I'm a vice president of the Garden Grove High School Skate Club. I'm here today with, in these chambers, members of our club, our community, and other stakeholders of the Garden Grove Unified School District. Many local skaters have to travel long distances they want to be able to practice, so a skate park near our high school campus would help provide access to all students to practice recreationally. Although it may be argued that Garden Grove is already host to a skate park, we see it as insufficient to our needs. Garden Grove Skate Park sits across the street from Garden Grove Skate Park sits across the street from Bolsa Grande High School, who are lucky enough to have an accessible opportunity. We, however, see this as unfair to Garden Grove High School students who are without a nearby skate park. As every school houses a football field, a tennis court, a basketball court, and more, we should take it upon ourselves to make a skate park among those on the list. It would be unfair to make Garden Grove High School students travel 4 miles to practice their sport on a skate park barely big enough to accommodate more than 4 skaters. To show the desire and need in our community, we are here to petition for a skate park. Over the past couple of weeks, we have gathered 350 signatures from our community who are in favor of building a skate park to benefit our residents. May I approach the bench to provide these signatures?
Yeah, please just give them to the. Okay.
A skate facility can be a catalyst for a healthy community life in which young and old socialize, have fun, develop new skills, make new friends, and exercise. Garden Grove is home to 22 parks and recreational spaces, so it seems obvious that our great city understands the importance of building community spaces for our residents to enjoy, as well as the lure of those unique spaces to draw incentive for people outside Garden Grove to come visit our city. Not only would a skate park make Garden Grove residents healthier and happier, it would benefit our city's economy by drawing in those residing outside of our city's borders. Thank you.
Next up is Han.
Yeah, here, that's another page.
Okay. I'll get it to her in a minute.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, and city staffs. My name is Han Pham, and I'm the secretary for Garden Grove's High School Skate Club. We understand the concerns of this council, but we want to appeal to these immediate reactions by outlining the tremendous benefits to our community, such as reducing illicit behaviors, providing a safe environment for skateboarding, and also reducing damages to private property. It would also be beneficial for a lot of local businesses to create more incentive for people from all across Southern California to buy in Garden Grove. There are also benefits for inner communities and individuals' mental and physical health. Skateboarding has high significant physical health benefits, such as, like any other sport, skating creates community and personal skill building. Being outdoors and staying active increases optimal mental health by 40% chance, according to a recent study showed at UCLA. We hope you consider our proposal with urgency and empathy to the skate community. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, yeah? Cool. Josh McIntosh.
Guess who's back? Hey, good evening, council members, Mayor Jones, Lisa. It's good to see you sitting there. So I'm with the kids. Hello, fellow young kids. Yeah, came to show support. My sister, Mrs. Scarpella, is the director of the Garden Grove High School skate team. Something I wish we had, the skate club, I should say, when I attended Garden Grove High. And the kids are basically asking for a skate park to be considered when we remodel the Civic Center area. I think it would be a cherry on top. I think it would take up just the right amount of space in the limited park size that we're going to have. It'd give the kids an opportunity to not get in trouble for skateboarding, every park in Garden Grove has a sign that says no skateboarding allowed. I know from personal experience, store parking lots, miniature golf courses and whatnot, don't like you skating through there. Give the kids somewhere safe to go. It could be a great addition, bring people into the city, and just give me my full support. It'd be the cherry on top of downtown. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Josh. Aaron Downs.
Good evening. Thank you guys so much for your service. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. I myself serve on a HOA board, and I know how important it is to have involvement. So I'll try to be here more often. So I'm here tonight because our residents are very, very, very concerned about a lot of land that I know is up for sale. The previous owner died this last fall, and it's probably going to be, I'm imagining, developed like for the high density, home initiative that we have here. And we're concerned about like the amount of parking that we're going to have in our community. As you guys may be aware of, previously, Garden Grove Boulevard was 2 lanes and there was parking along that. And after it got expanded, which I understand, I mean, things have to move forward, but it went from 2 lanes to 3 lanes and we lost our parking. And now we're talking about adding in maybe some high density homes, and what is that going to do to our community? A lot of people are having to maybe park 3, 4, 5 blocks away, and those communities have been putting up cones in front of their houses because they don't like us parking there. So where does that leave us? Because it's going to get worse if we do that, and if there's not consideration taken into account for the parking impact that they would have. Like, I'm all for homes to be built in Garden Grove, but there's got to be consideration for parking. And I would also hope that like the consideration would be put forth for the character of the properties to make sure that it kind of jives with our properties. That's not going to be, a rehabilitation center or something right in the middle of like our little park-like setting that we have. It's also the other thing is that if there's any possibility that the developer would be willing to talk to us, I would love to have some kind of an introduction with that. Because maybe there could be something worked out where maybe if they're going to build like an HOA where we could have, maybe we eventually take over the street, have permit parking only, which would help solve some of the problem. And we could also maybe even gate the community, which could help improve values. And it could be a win-win for both the new homes and the existing homes. So that's my area of concern, and I hope to get a call from somebody at some point here or whatever that looks like.
Yep. Thank you, Aaron. Yep.
Can I get quick clarification? What area are we talking about? Because you didn't mention the area.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, thank you for not allowing me to space that out on that. 12828 is the lot of land. It's off of New Hope Street. So it's a little cul-de-sac. It's a little cul-de-sac community, and the lot was previously owned by a farmer, and we were actually in talks with buying it from him, and he passed away, and it's just kind of it's heartbreaking all around because like he loved our community, and now I feel like our feeling is that our community is in peril. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's just like a concern, and I know there's a lot of homeowners. We have like 188 homeowners there, or homes, and they're all concerned. Thank you for that. You're pretty awesome. It's kind of nervous getting up here.
I want to pass your card along, so we'll follow up with you. We'll have
Thank you so
follow-up.
much. I appreciate
Thanks, Aaron.
that.
Yep. Greg Madrigal.
Hello, council members and everybody back here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking my 3 minutes here. I'm here. Stephanie, I've been talking to you about our corner. I'll just piggyback on Aaron's comments about this is where New Hope dead ends right here at Garden Grove Boulevard. That's our community that's Garden Park Townhomes. And the area that he was talking about, the homeowner, Fred, his family owned everything from 9th Street to the mobile home park up on West, and all the way from the back of our complex to Garden Grove Boulevard. So when they city took over or forced them out or whatever happened back then,
he kept almost an acre, and he's literally surrounded by our complex. So that's why it's so critical that we have a dead-end street. Parking's at a serious premium already. Like Aaron said, you know, we hear stories on the board that women are walking home from work that have to park literally outside the complex. They have to walk around on Garden Grove Boulevard, which is frequented by some unsavory characters often. So yeah, it's just a safety issue for us as well as a lifestyle issue because it's going to affect us. It's going to affect us very negatively, actually. Also, the traffic's going to be an issue because, you know, put in high density. Now you're talking about double, well, not double, but a lot more traffic going up and down the street. It's already an unsafe street with the curve that we have and the parking we already have, and we get speeders and that kind of thing. So, so that said, I don't know what the status of the house is, but we're seeing markers on the ground. So, you know, like dig alert was called out and they're spraying. So we're thinking that it's going to get developed into something. And hopefully, like Aaron said, maybe we can be a part of the process, if nothing else. The other thing is I would like to also back up these young guys over here about the skate park. A long time ago, I came to my first city council meeting asking for a dog park. And to my surprise, a dog park was installed after that at Garden Grove Park, which is cool. It's a little far from here, but dog park would be awesome also. Skate park's an awesome idea. Progressive. I mean, we're Garden Grove, man. Let's be progressive.
I love it.
Let's catch up to Anaheim, who's got an awesome skate park over off of Orangewood and something Astor, I think. So anyway, that's it. Thank you for your time.
Cool. Thank you, Greg. Anna Parker. Anna Parker? Ah.
Hi, I'm here.
Hello.
Thank you all for having me around. You're awesome. And I'm Anna Parker. I'm here representing my husband, Eric Parker, who is at a panel trying to save people from alcoholism, and my mother-in-law, who is the house owner. She's taking care of a friend who has a heart disease. I'm here to talk about the same issue that I've always done, about no neighbors that started building too close to us. When we tried to contact them, they said, oh, my wife's going to call you. She never did. They were never at site. And it took us forever to find their address, to serve them with cease and desist letter and order, and they never answered properly. We are suffering due to a diagonal property line that leaves us only 3.5 feet at a side that has been used in a straight line since 1955. That's 68 years. A planter built since then leaves us only 1 foot setback. New owners built without thinking of their neighbors, having windows facing us instead of their own property, 2 doors by our bedrooms, more than 9 feet high lights by our windows, 2 air conditioners by our bedrooms. There's plenty of room for all of these items to face their own property. Not enough, they simply removed a fig and an apple tree planted by original owners at the property line after they were informed that that was the property owners that built them, leaving an over 5 inches soil gap and an uneven easement due to the lack of soil, which they blame us for that. We still cannot walk there since October 2021, where we have been taken care of since 1955. We went from the nicest neighbors to the worst ones. No common sense and no consideration to the neighbors. They didn't even leave us enough room for a wall between the properties. And it has been a constant threat because they walk right by our windows, talking loud. They keep creating more external obsolescences. Now a diagonal planner, not considering the use of land, leaving us less than 8.5 feet distance from our buildings. That space left between our properties is enough for only a backyard access only, not for a main entrance as they intend to. It has been very hard to keep it to ourselves, a tremendous cost and time-consuming stress, besides not having peace day and night. All of this could have been avoided if we were heard when we first contacted the city on December 2021. Instead, a city clerk told us that we had to remove part of our house because we have been 3.5 feet from the property line since 1955, or that we need the reassessment at tax department, or that is a zoning mistake. So much misunderstanding because city workers are not prepared to, instead of saying anything that comes to their mind, just listen, look, and find someone with the solution. This was a zoning mistake that could have costed much less if taken care of when we first mentioned. As a solution, we ask the city to please keep us at some safe distance from any more nuisances and external obsolescences. We are still having issues not properly attended regarding privacy, safety, lights and sidewalks, unreasonable use of land, or right to enjoyment of our home. Loud people
Thank you.
harassing us
Please
by
wrap it
our
up.
windows and backyard because city allowed it after 68 years of usage. We had to arrangement the
Thank
way
you.
of-
Sorry, your time is up. Thank
Oh,
you.
sorry.
We're on 3-minute timer, and especially when we have a lot of cards.
Oh.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, thank you. Well, thank you very much
Nicholas
for
Dibbs.
understanding.
Thank you.
I'm here with a smile on my face because these people, students behind me, the teachers, the parents, this is an example of why we need coordination. It takes a village to raise a child or to raise young people. So we do need some coordination. I've been up here before talking about the need to reduce mental or to solve mental health problems and so on. Open space is one of them. But we do need a youth advisory commission or group of adults as well as young people to not only to promote more skate parks, more outdoor space, more mental health wellness, because prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. So I'm going to give you, I started to read it at the last meeting, but Dr. Nicholas Caderas came out with a new book called Digital Madness, How Social Media is driving our mental health crisis and how to restore our sanity. And on page 28, he says that he's been contracted by the U.S. military to do trainings for the Department of Defense, DOD, regarding healthcare providers on how to assess and treat video game addiction. Well, one solution to video game addiction is to get the kids outside. Okay, so it says here, I had been contracted to do this, and gaming addiction is so severe in the military that there have been several documented and shocking cases of military babies dying in the crib from parental neglect as their fathers played marathon video game sessions. The problem became so significant that the DOD, Department of Defense, had to create a new cause of death for the infant death certificates. And so they came up with a title called Death Due to Electronic Distraction. So this is on page 28 of the book. I'm giving you a copy of the title page and a 2-page summary of that book. I'm trying to also say we need to promote Youth in Government Day, bring it back. Here's a letter that Mayor Jones wrote me thanking me back in 2018 for bringing this program back that we used to have when I was a high school kid. We talk about the magic of Garden Grove, which was mentioned by the mayor and others at today's State of the City address. And part of the magic of Garden Grove is like when I was a high school kid, I got to be part of Youth in Government Day and be with a council member for part of a day. So 61 students, high school students, had an opportunity at Youth in Government Day back in 2018 to pair up with the city staff and so on. Let's bring the Youth in Government Day program back. Let's bring the Youth Commission back. You have in the email I sent you today the ordinance that the city passed in 1971 for the Youth Commission. And you just passed the resolution on May being the Youth Week. So this all fits together. I'm connecting the dots. Let's do something, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Maureen Blackman.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and staff. I'm kind of all over the place tonight. I really came originally just to talk about the state of the city today. But after hearing from the rock star, Michael Hunn, I wanted to echo on his comments and talk about the compliments to the city for the forward thinking and the emphasis on street medicine program. I think it's going to be key to not solving, but helping the homeless situation. Many people can't get medical care. They don't make it to their appointments. They can't fill their prescriptions. I think it's an outstanding program. I want to applaud staff, council, and CEO of Cal Optima for that. Obviously, I'm full support of the two initiatives on the agenda tonight that's going to advance the navigation. So thank you so much for that. I think it's going to be a key to the operation here. I want to give kudos to Claudette Baltimore and the Chamber of Commerce for today's production of the State of the City at the Hyatt. Steve Jones did an outstanding job of emceeing. Kudos to Committee Affairs Committee, Michael Johnson and Victoria Baton for their original production. I love the videos that the city did, highlighted our city, our staff, our businesses, and the residents. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that's all the cards I have. Is there anyone else in the audience wishing to speak under oral communications on any matters not listed on the agenda? Is that a yay or an A there, Leland? Leland, going once, going twice. All right, we will close oral communications. Thank you, everyone, for attending that portion. Now we will recess to conduct other legislative bodies business, so we'll go to successor agency. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Member Brightingham?
Here.
Member Tran?
Here.
Member Dovin?
Present.
Member Klumpenstein?
Here.
Member Nguyen?
Here.
Vice Chair O'Neill?
Here.
And Chair Jones.
Here. All right, we already did oral communications. That takes on to consent items. It's only receive and file the minutes. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Call to vote.
Oh, gosh, I did it
I
again.
had to summon them.
You gotta unplug it and reboot.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Matters from agency members? Okay, seeing none, we will adjourn to the sanitary district. So I'll go ahead and hand it over to President John O'Neill.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At this time, I'd like to call the Garden Grove Sanitary District Board of Directors meeting to order. If the clerk could please call the roll.
Member Brightingham?
Here.
Member Dovin?
Present.
Member Klumpenstein?
Here.
Member Nguyen?
Here.
Member Jones?
Here.
Vice President Tran?
Yeah.
And President O'Neill.
I'm here. Thank you. All right, thank you. We've already held oral communications simultaneously with council. All we have on the agenda, we have a consent calendar, which would be acted on simultaneously unless someone would like to pull anything. Do I have a motion or pull an item? Or I have a motion for the consent calendar. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Call for the vote, please. Jeez.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
All right, thank you very much. Any matters from other board members? Seeing none, we will go ahead and adjourn till the next regular sanitary district meeting. That's scheduled for Tuesday, May 23rd, here in this chamber. Thank you. Back over to council.
All right, we'll reconvene City Council. It takes us on to consent calendar. We already did 3A. So it's recommended that items 3B through 3K be acted on simultaneously unless anyone would like to pull an item.
Move to approve.
Second.
Call to vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
All right, public hearings, item 4A.
Item 4A is an approval of a fiscal year 2023-24 action plan for the use of housing and urban development funds. And Mr. Timothy Throne is here to provide the report.
Can the clerk please put up the PowerPoint slide, please? Perfect, thank you. Hello and good evening, Mayor and council members. Purpose of this report is to conduct a public hearing regarding the city's fiscal year 23-24 action plan for the use of HUD funds, and to authorize the action plan submission to HUD. Approximately 3.7 million in HUD funds will be available during fiscal year 23-24. This budget includes approximately 1.2 million of carryover or previously unallocated HUD funds from prior year's entitlement allocations and a new entitlement allocation of 2.5 million. During fiscal year 23-24, HUD funds will address a wide range of Garden Grove housing and community development needs as follows. So one is public services. We are recommending funding in CDBG, public service category, which is limited to a 15%, it's 15% of the total allocation, or $277,603 for fiscal year 23-24. And we recommend funding in the amount of $110,000 to assist 975 homeless individuals with essential services and referrals to emergency shelter through the special resource team. The senior center services in the amount of $147,603 to assist approximately 300 seniors. The Meals on Wheels program funded at $20,000 to assist 155 individuals. Number two is public facilities and infrastructure. We recommend approximately $800,000 in CDBG funds for the Marchand Avenue Street Rehabilitation Project, and is projected to assist 1,215 individuals. Additionally, roughly $800,000 in prior year resources will be carried over to complete the Josephine Acacia Street Rehab Project. Number three is owner-occupied rehab. So approximately $135,000 in CDBG funds will be used to rehab 20 owner-occupied units. And the funding will be awarded to Habitat for Humanity to complete the construction. Item four is economic development. We recommend approximately $318,679 in prior year CDBG funds for the Jobs First program, and it's projected to create, retain approximately 15 jobs. There's another $102,000 that's recommended, and we're using prior year resources for this program to create a new pilot program that provides child care agencies with technical assistance and business support. The funding will be allocated to We Care to assist 17 child care agencies in Garden Grove and to expand their businesses. Number five is affordable housing. We recommend $250,000 in home funds to fund 15 households with rental assistance and wraparound supportive services through the HEART program administered by Interval House. Item number six is the Emergency Solutions Grant, and we recommend $50,000 in street outreach funding to assist approximately 75 homeless individuals with essential services. Emergency shelter, we recommend $51,870 to assist 45 homeless individuals with shelter and emergency services. And the organizations will be Interval House and Illumination Foundation for that funding. Rapid rehousing, we recommend funding in the amount of $30,089 to assist 6 households with rental assistance and essential services. Homeless prevention, we recommend funding to Mercy House in the amount of $20,000 to assist 5 households who are at risk of homelessness with rental assistance and essential services. And lastly, we recommend funding to 211 Orange County in the amount of $5,094 to manage the county's coordinated entry system and homeless management information system. And then item 7 is administration. So approximately $456,596 in CDBG, home, and ESG funds is recommended for staff and material costs for program management, project development, and monitoring. Public notices regarding the draft action plan were published on March 24th, 2023 in local English, Spanish, and Vietnamese language newspapers. The proposed fiscal year 23-24 action plan will allow the city to access $2.5 million in new entitlement grants from HUD and an estimated $1.2 million in prior year resources, and funds will be included as part of the biannual budget for fiscal year 23-24. Staff recommends that City Council open the public hearing and accept comments, and then following discussion, direct staff to submit the fiscal year 23-24 action plan to HUD for approval, and to authorize the city manager to execute agreements and make modifications as appropriate thereto. This concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thanks, Tim. Colleagues, this is a public hearing item, but any clarification questions for staff at this time? Okay, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. I do not have any cards, but is there anyone wishing to speak on this particular item? Please come forward.
My name is Nicholas Dibbs. I want to first off applaud the city and the staff for doing what they can to reduce homelessness and to improve housing. We have an affordability problem, as you all know. There's a housing crisis not only in Orange County but in LA County and in other places. The city of LA has implemented emergency procedures and programs to help alleviate homelessness, and so has the LA County Board of Supervisors. I think we do need to, I want you to keep in mind the property that on Willowick, that's about 100 acres or so in Santa Ana. It's owned by the city. I do think that there is a place to take some of that land and put it into a land trust, so that in perpetuity, that could only be used for housing, for affordable housing, and also to improve green space access, not only for the residents of Garden Grove, but also Santa Ana. So I think that there are ideas out there that could be implemented. A lot of this budget, you know, he said 450-some thousand is in administration. I would hope we could put more into programs, if at all possible, if there's any way to do that. I think some of these homeless people obviously need jobs, they need things to do, and so putting them to work as either volunteers or helping pick up trash and do things and paying them some money would be helpful as well. So there's a lot of good things that can be done where I think we're on the right track. We keep your minds open to new ideas, but I do want you to consider for the future dedicating some of the Willowick land and some of our public land that might be available for low-income land trust that could be dedicated permanently to help people who are low income. The other thing I'm going to suggest is that you look at what the other cities are doing. City of LA, this center that's going to be built is only going to handle less than 100 homeless people, which isn't going to be enough. So we have to have a contingency plan, a plan B. And we need to have other centers, not just this one. So expand out and have other multi-centers that can, to do whatever we can. And the outreach, the street outreach and other things are very good. So thank you, Mayor, and thank you, council members, for listening.
All right. Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak on public hearing item 4A? Okay, seeing none, we will close the public hearing. Colleagues,
I have a question before.
please go ahead.
Thank you. Sorry, I was struggling to find my note for the question that I had. In regards to the child care, it says that we will be assisting 255 low-income families, but we're only providing technical support to the business. We're not actually helping the families pay for that child care, right? Can you provide some clarification on what that means and what that looks like and how that translates to 255 families being served?
Yeah. So we provide the business and technical support to the business, and then they are providing a dollar-for-dollar match. So they're going to provide that child care service to the low-income population. So that's how we're getting the 238 plus the 17 businesses.
Thank you. That's amazing. I just wanted to clarify that. I appreciate it.
Quickly, I'll second George's motion for discussion, and next to Stephanie and then
Yeah,
Cindy.
just some comments. Obviously, this is a really meaty agenda item. I know a lot of eyes have been on this. I went through the NIC Commission, and I really commend staff for putting together such a comprehensive report. It's hard to tell the public to sit down for a little bit of light reading and go through this, but at the same rate, I think I say this every time we approve something like this, it is worthwhile to take a look. Even if you just read the staff report, it's going to bullet point so many of the key initiatives that we're taking on here in the city and really being proactive on them, which I think is so important. Jobs, homelessness, seniors, homeless prevention. Childcare is a big one for me. I sit on an ad hoc for First Five California specifically related to childcare. If we want to keep people living and growing and working and playing in Garden Grove, one of those key components is childcare. So I'm really proud of the city for taking an initiative, however big or small, in that conversation. I think it's fantastic. So yeah, I invite the public, please take a look at this, read the staff report. We're doing so many great things and so many key initiatives in this city. And thank you again to staff for this. Thanks.
Thank you.
I feel the same way, but I have just a quick comment on the economic development. I know that there is an approximate 318,000 for the Job First program. So could you give me a quick information about the job? What is it? Not this one, but the assistant, the 25,000 for business owner, because several business owners have asked me about it, and I know that we stopped taking the application, and they want to know when would be the next time for them to apply, and do we have any fund for that?
Yeah, so we're currently going through the final few applications for this current fiscal year. So in terms of applications right now, we're still accepting applications, but we might not get to all of those, to actually funding all of those grants or loans until the next fiscal year, right? Because of the funding cycle. So right now it's just timing. We're running low on the funds. So right now we just are kind of slow playing the application so that we don't exceed the budget for this current fiscal year. But we will be marketing the program in June. So every fiscal year we market all of these programs around June time because the fiscal year starts on July 1. So we like to have the public aware that these are coming online, and then we market it probably in middle to late June, and that way we start getting applications for the new fiscal year and we start approving people right away.
Do you have any number, like how many we approved for this last quarter? Just out of curiosity.
Based on my last look, it was approximately 10 or 11 businesses with the grants or loans, and it was approximately 40 jobs that have been retained or created so far this fiscal year.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? All right, we have a motion, a second, so I'll call the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank
Well
you.
done. All right, that takes us on to commission committee matters. We do have contemplated on here an appointment to the Parks and Recreation Commission to fill a vacancy because we had appointed Cam Mangles, but he's bought a house and he's moving out of town apparently. If there's no objections, I'd like to nominate Michael Maher. Call the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Thank you, colleagues. Items for consideration, 6A.
Item 6A is an award of contract to Volunteers of America of Los Angeles to operate the Central Cities Navigation Center. And staff will provide a report.
Staff will be here shortly, but maybe I'll provide some opening remarks while staff
carrying
is
a big
gathering their
report in
staff
with them.
report and items and remarks. So as council can recall, we are in the process of implementing the Tri-Cities MOU with the cities of Fountain Valley and Westminster, and the item before you today is one of those tasks to be implemented within the MOU, which is to award a contract to a service provider that will ultimately operate the city's Central Cities Navigation Center. And so we're excited to advance the details of this proposal for council consideration this evening, and I believe Tim is here to follow up on the presentation in detail.
Thanks, Lisa. Good evening again, Mayor and council members. Sorry for the delay. The purpose of the item before you is to request City Council's approval of the award of contract to Volunteers of America of Los Angeles, otherwise known as VOA LA, to operate the Central Cities Navigation Center, and we call it the CCNC for short. Over the past year, the cities of Garden Grove, Fountain Valley, and Westminster have created the Tri-Cities Partnership in an effort to address the growing challenges of homelessness in Orange County, Central Service Planning Area, otherwise known as the Central SPA. The 2022 Orange County point-in-time count concluded that the cities of Garden Grove, Fountain Valley, and Westminster have a combined count of 475 unsheltered individuals, which represents 15.54% of the unsheltered population in the county and 31.21% of the unsheltered population in the Central SPA. Per the 2022 pit count, the individual pit numbers for Garden Grove are 391, Fountain Valley was 38, and Westminster was 159 individuals experiencing homelessness. In November 2022, the cities of Garden Grove, Fountain Valley, and Westminster entered into a memorandum of understanding, otherwise known as the Tri-Cities MOU, to cooperate on the development of a future navigation center. A separate MOU between the County of Orange and Garden Grove was approved in December 2022. The county MOU provides the funding totaling $11,550,000 to the Tri-Cities for construction and operations of the CCNC. This includes a one-time allocation of $5.3 million to acquire and rehabilitate the property, and 10 annual installment payments of $625,000 for the annual operations. On September 13th, 22, City Council approved a purchase agreement for the acquisition of 13871 West Street for the development of the CCNC. The Navigation Center is anticipated to provide 85 individuals experiencing homelessness within the Central SPA with emergency housing and supportive services. The supportive services that will be offered include, but are not limited to, one-on-one case management, mental health and stabilization services and resources, substance use counseling, outpatient health services, education services, employment assistance and job training, life skills development, and transportation. Navigation Center will be a referral-only based facility with managed transportation. On October 17th, 22, the city released an RFP for the operator of the Navigation Center. Leading up to the release of the RFP, city staff conducted extensive research to the continuum of care organizations throughout Southern California. So that includes San Diego, Riverside, San Bernardino, Orange, and Los Angeles counties. Additionally, the city's current homeless service providers were notified about the RFP and were given an opportunity to submit a proposal for consideration. At the conclusion of the RFP deadline of November 17th, 22, one formal proposal was submitted by Volunteers of America of Los Angeles to operate the Navigation Center. A formal evaluation of the proposal began with a comprehensive review by the Tri-Cities Evaluation Committee, which comprised of city staff, public safety representatives from Garden Grove, Fountain Valley, Westminster, and the County of Orange Office of Care Coordination. The VOA LA proposal received an overall rating of 90 out of 100. During the RFP evaluation period, city staff also toured two different VOA LA navigation centers. So the Hope for Home Navigation Center in Pomona and a Bridge Home Navigation Center in Los Angeles. These tours allowed city staff to assess VOA LA's ability to effectively operate navigation centers that are similar to the CCNC and provide an opportunity to interview key staff who will be involved with the implementation of the program. The RFP evaluation period also included a review of VOA LA's references that were provided in their proposal, which included California Governor's Office of Emergency Services, City of Pomona, Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, and the County of Orange Office of Care Coordination. The feedback that was received during the reference checks was positive and reflected VOA LA's experience and success administering homeless service programs. Additionally, city staff conducted a cost analysis to determine if the proposed annual operating cost is comparable to navigation centers in Orange County that are similar in size and characteristics. City staff reached out to the cities of Anaheim, Costa Mesa, Santa Ana, and the County of Orange to collect information about the staffing levels and operational budgets for their navigation centers. Through the cost analysis, staff was able to identify several areas in the proposal that could be adjusted, which resulted in several rounds of negotiations with VOALA. VOALA will be leveraging their existing contracts with grants for the benefit of homeless individuals of Orange County and supportive services for veterans and families outreach team for the CCNC program. Lastly, VOALA produced the draft policies and procedures for the CCNC in Exhibit C, which will be reviewed by the county's Office of Care Coordination to ensure that they meet the requirements set forth in the County of Orange Standards of Care for Shelter Providers. These regulations are guiding principles for shelter providers in Orange County, and the county has agreed to assist us with annual monitoring of the project to ensure that services are provided to residents at a high level. And there's additional information I wanted to highlight about VOALA. So VOALA is a nonprofit organization that was founded in 1896 and is one of Southern California's oldest and largest nonprofit organizations. VOALA has capacity and expertise serving people experiencing homelessness through a full continuum of services, which includes 2,800 beds of interim housing shelter, community-based outreach and engagement, housing-focused case management, housing navigation, comprehensive service linkages, financial assistance, post-move-in stabilization, and homeless prevention. Some of VOALA's largest shelter programs include Pathways to Home, which is a 300-bed shelter in Los Angeles, Hope for Home, which is 126 beds in city of Pomona, Project Home, Room Key Shelter in Pomona, which is another 126 beds, South Los Angeles Women's Shelter, which is 125 beds, and a 100-bed shelter in La Puente. The agency serves more than 13,500 unhoused people annually through their 90 programs. Through more than 90 programs, I'm sorry. It is recommended that the council approve an award of contract to VOALA to operate the CCNC. The term of the agreement shall be for a period of 2 years from full execution of the agreement with an option to extend that agreement for an additional 3 years, for a total performance period of 5 years, and option years will be exercised 1 year at a time at the sole discretion of the city. The proposed contract with VOALA calls for $2,569,275 for the first year and $2,697,739 for the second year to operate the CCNC. The VOALA contract for fiscal year 23-24 will be funded by the cities of Garden Grove in the amount of $1,143,817, Fountain Valley in the amount of $297,280, Westminster in the amount of $503,178, and the County of Orange in the amount of $625,000 per Exhibit A. This amount is substantially in line with the cost estimate included in the Tri-Cities MOU. Per the county MOU, the County of Orange will provide annual funding of $625,000 for the 10 years of operations of the CCNC. And then per the cost allocation plan outlined in the Tri-Cities MOU, the City of Garden Grove's share is 58.83% of the remaining operating costs, equivalent to $1,143,817 for fiscal year 23-24 and $1,219,185 for fiscal year 24-25. These amounts will be included in the fiscal year 23 through 25 biannual budget. It is recommended that the City Council award a contract to Volunteers of America of Los Angeles with a not-to-exceed amount of $2,569,275 for the initial year, with no more than a 5% cost inflation annually thereafter. Authorize the city manager or her designees to execute the agreement and make minor modifications as appropriate, and authorize the city manager or her designees to exercise option terms and sign the amendments. This concludes my report, and if City Council doesn't mind, I would like to now call Eric Richardson up to the dais, who's VOALA's Assistant Operations Director of Housing, to just say a few introductory words and to answer any questions you may have of the service provider. And I'm here as well if you have any questions of staff.
Thanks, Tim.
Sorry guys, I'm getting a bit stiff sat there. I wish I'd had a skateboard, it'd have been a lot easier. Guys, I just wanted to, I'm here really just from a point of view of VOALA to talk a little bit about who we are. I have to apologise to Tim because he had to say VOALA so many times there. He was really struggling, and I get that. I really just want to talk a little bit more about VOLA in Orange County. We've covered a lot about what we do in LA. We have 14 shelters, as he's mentioned. We've been there 75 years in LA working that role. We've also been 10 years in Orange County, and I think I just want to emphasize that work that we do already. The longest running program we've probably got is our SSVF program, which works with homeless veterans. That works across the whole of the county, and we've been running that for 7 years. We house roughly around about 500 veterans a year through that program, and we link with the Continuum of Care to deliver that, and was funded by the VA. We also deliver a Welcome Home OC program that's funded through United Way that houses veterans as well. Another program with the GBHI program that, again, Tim mentioned, works with individuals that have got substance misuse and mental health. And that's across the whole county as well. So we've been delivering that now. We're in our 5th year, and that's the program that will link very closely with the Navigation Centre to make sure that we can do that full rounded approach to how that's delivered. We also work very closely with Be Well and the Continuum of Care Board, as well as delivering and supporting the street medicine, because I can see that being a huge plus for this. And the last 2 programs would be the outreach program we deliver in the North Spa. So we deliver in that North Spa, and that's funded through, again, the Continuum of Care. We work with the shelters in the North Spa, and we're targeted to house individuals that are homeless, as I say, through the North Spa. And the last part really is for myself. I'm actually on the Continuum of Care Board for Orange County, so I attend that on monthly meetings as well. I also am a chair of the Veterans Committee that's linked to that Continuum of Care about housing veterans, and also involved in pulling together that point in time count every year that we all enjoy on those dark nights when we're out there counting individuals. I just wanted to emphasise a little bit about that link to Orange County. It isn't just about LA, and trust me, I spend a lot of time saying we need to change VOA and OC, although you wouldn't like that, Tim, because that'd give you even more to say, but that's where we need to go. I don't think I need to cover anything else, but I'm very much open to questions.
Thank you. Colleagues, any questions or comments? No?
Other than a motion to approve and a few comments of just the program, but I'd like to be the one to motion if possible.
Second.
So we have a motion, a second. Go ahead, Kim.
Thank you.
I think Cindy wants to-
I just want to say I am so excited to be the district that will be hosting the Navigation Center. To think that this came about over the last 7 years from a panicked text to the mayor in February of 2017 when the County Board of Supervisors approved a mental health crisis stabilization unit in Garden Grove without ever talking to us about it. And I remember texting him in a panic because it was going to be right next to the Pace Cal Optima Center, and I just thought that that was not the right location. But I in no way wanted there not to be a facility like that in Garden Grove. I just didn't think that that was the right place. And from 2017, February, all the way until now, it's amazing to see how far as a city we've come as far as prioritizing our unhoused population, prioritizing mental health and substance use. I'm just honored that it's going to be in District 6. It's a lot of work that the city and staff has put together along with our amazing partners. I want to thank everyone for all the work that they've done. It is important to me that we view this issue in a whole perspective. As a healthcare junkie, we like to talk about a whole person care approach. As a former employee of Cal Optima, I'm honored to be working with them on so many different programs. I used to attend the Commission to End Homelessness in Orange County as a representative for Cal Optima, so it's really full circle for me now. And I have family who I deeply care about who have been unhoused, who have had to deal with substance misuse, and who have had to deal with mental health. And there's just not enough of a safety net and resources and opportunities for these individuals to thrive, to get out of the circumstances, because they are victims of circumstance. And sometimes it's hard for us as elected officials to kind of get our heads out of it, because we have residents complaining that they have homeless people in the alleyways, or defecating on the street, they're wielding weapons, they're doing this and they're doing that. And so we also have a responsibility to them to keep them safe and to keep our neighborhoods looking great. But we can't forget that these individuals, they've been on the streets 5, 10, 15, 20 years plus. Some of them have served our country, and something happened in their life that got them to this point. And it's going to take more than one day, more than one interaction with an officer or a mental health provider to undo that. And so with a lot of time and patience and continuously providing support in a different kind of way every time until they begin to trust us and accept this help and hopefully reintegrate and be part of our thriving community here in Garden Grove. So I'm just so honored to have this here, and I'm so grateful for all of the hard work that's been put into this from all of our providers, our partners, and especially city staff, and to my colleagues for being brave and helping lead the way in Orange County. And so with that, I make the motion, and I know others had comments.
We have a motion and a second, and
What?
Yeah. So thank you for providing the detail. When I look at the 2.5 million, I want to know what come with that. And so when I look in the detail, not just providing the bed, but also the snack and pet, vet, like all little things that you could think of. So thank you for doing that. I look at the numbers. So every month it costs about $168,000 for 85 beds. So it's about almost $2,000 per bed. And so I just want to kind of bring a quick public note out there that, the city, the state, and everybody here try to do something about the homeless issue. And earlier we have the medical on wheel. And so with this, I hope that when it did come live, we're going to have people that coming to, use that, the support that we provide to people. And I cannot wait to see, that people get taken care of and being, have a place to stay. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much for bringing kind of that direct understanding of what you do here in Orange County. I appreciate that. As I was learning more about you, reading through these staff reports, looking you up online, and everything else, I was kind of wondering, okay, so what's that Orange County connection? So that really answered those questions, and I appreciate it very much. Obviously, you're going to be fantastic, and this is another key step as we march closer to opening that navigation center. And I think it, again, just speaks to the synergy that we have as a city between our staff, our council, our police department. We're all working at this each and every day, and as I said, this is another key component as we get closer to that. So thank you very much, and I'm excited to support this.
I just want to make a comment. Thank you very much for explaining your history here in Orange County. I had the same questions, but I just wanted to just make a statement regarding the public. When they see this, they're like, oh, well, you're spending this money. This has been a long time in coming, and it's going to be a great, huge benefit to everybody here in Garden Grove. And that budget is a not to exceed budget, which is billed. So it's not like it all goes out. It's you have to provide an invoice. It's a not to exceed price. There's probably 30 staff people that could be employed at this place. So it's covering a lot of wages and benefits. So it's really not, and everyone knows in this day and age, $1 million, $2 million goes pretty quick in this public sector. So, it does represent 30 staff people. It is progress billed. It's a not to exceed. And we've got a reputable company that's been doing it for a long time doing this. So I'm excited to vote in favor of this. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm excited as well. I think we're well on the way to meeting our threshold for the Boise decision and whatnot. This puts us in a big leap forward for that. And I did have the same reservations. I do a quick Google search, and who's this Volunteers of Los Angeles, and there's really not a whole lot of information on the internet, Nope. So thank you for clarifying that information for us, quite frankly. So again, very supportive. I do think we have these items in the wrong order because we should build it before we staff it, but
well, I'm assuming there's no billing until you start doing the work.
I can do many things, but build. No, that's not going to be my bag.
Okay.
I just wanted to add one more thing in, just from a point of view for everybody, for Tim and his team. We negotiate, as you can imagine, a lot of different contracts and a lot of different programs and shelters that we build. I've got to say, this has been one of the most positive pieces of work we've done with anybody. It's been very much a backward and forward approach where, we've talked about things and I've, talked from our experience of saying, I know you guys have got this, but you probably want to use this for this reason. And it's been fantastic to have that to and fro. Lots of times that doesn't happen and we get a building and you go in there and go, yeah, there isn't enough staff and that isn't in the right place, and that hasn't happened here. So it's fantastic. Again, from Garden Grove's point of view of positivity, that's that approach to what you want to do, what you want to do and what you want to achieve.
Great, thank you. With that, we will go ahead and call the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Thank you, council.
Thanks, Tim. All right, item 6B.
Item 6B is award of contract to Tomco Construction, Inc. for the construction of the Central Cities Navigation Center located at 13871 West Street, City Project Number 135000-1. And staff Alina Chang is here to provide the report.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council. Item 6B is a consideration to award a contract to Tomco Construction for the construction and rehabilitation of the Central Cities Navigation Center project located at 13971 West Street. As an introduction and furthering implementation of the city's 2021 comprehensive strategic plan to address homelessness, or CSPA, a number of homeless initiatives have been deployed. One of the key CSPA priorities is advancement of the Navigation Center. Last year, the cities of Garden Grove, Fountain Valley, and Westminster entered into an MOU to coordinate the development of the center, and under a separate MOU between the county and Garden Grove to secure funding for both construction and operations. In addition, the City Council approved a purchase agreement for the acquisition of the project site. Staff, before passing over to Christy, staff would like to make note for the record that the city did receive 3 bid protests for this item. All protests have been reviewed by our city attorney, and staff is requesting that City Council deny all protests, waive any irregularities as insubstantial, and the city's waiver will not affect Tomco's construction bid. The contract will be let at the total bid price submitted by Tomco without any revisions or adjustments. Before you is a yellow, including all bid protests, responses, and revised recommendation for this item. And with that, I turn it over to Christy Lee, our homeless liaison analyst, to provide an update on the construction bid.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. On March 20th, 2023, the Community and Economic Development Department solicited construction bids for the Navigation Center project. Due to irregularities, the City Council approved the rejection of all construction bids and authorized to re-advertise another bid for the construction project. On March 29th, 2023, the Community and Economic Development Department coordinated with NextGen, our recently awarded construction management firm, to reissue a second solicitation for construction bids for the Navigation Center project. On April 19th, 2020, at 9 a.m., the City Clerk's office received and opened 5 bid proposals. The lowest responsible bidder was Tomco Construction, whose proposal came in at $4,267,450. Other bid results are also attached in the staff report. Tomco Construction licensees and references have been reviewed and verified by staff, and all other documentation is in order. Tomco Construction's licensees met all bid requirements. Tomco Construction's reference remarks were excellent. Funding for the Navigation Center construction project was previously appropriated. In July 2022, a total of $7 million was appropriated for acquisition and rehabilitation of the Navigation Center, with the addition of $5.3 million received from the County of Orange per the county MOU, and $3.4 million committed by the cities of Fountain Valley and Westminster. No additional appropriation is needed for the current fiscal year. Additional city funding needs will be assessed and included in the fiscal years of 2023 through 2025 biannual budget. Staff recommendations have been revised for the City Council as follow. Deny the protests and waive the irregularities in Tomco Construction bid proposal. Approve the award of contract to Tomco Construction in the amount of $4,267,450 for the Navigation Center construction and rehabilitation. Authorize the appropriation of $5.3 million received from the County of Orange per county MOU. Authorize the city manager or her designees to execute the agreement and make minor modifications on behalf of the city as appropriate. This concludes my staff report. Staff and representatives from our construction management firm NextGen and our construction firm Tomco Construction are available for questions.
Thank you, Christy and Elena. Colleagues, any questions, comments, motion?
Move to approve.
Recommendation.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second.
I'm sorry, who was the first?
Let's go George John.
George. Good job.
Call to vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Such an amazing staff report. There were no questions whatsoever. All right, that takes us on to matters. We have nothing listed. We'll go around the horn. George?
Sure. Just, some of the grand openings and whatnot over the last couple weeks. Just real excited about when I attended Curify Urgent Care on Garden Grove Boulevard and Beach. And these urgent cares are popping up everywhere, but this urgent care has a unique model. Unlimited doctor visits, $14.99 a month. So it's a really unique new kind of thing. So if you're not making a lot of money and you don't have health care, you don't have Curify Urgent Care, Beach and Garden Grove Boulevard offer $14.99 unlimited doctor visits. Now, they're going to charge you for, if they got to put a cast on you or do whatever, you're going to have to pay for the materials that, are needed. But, a lot of people just need to go get a prescription or, something, and it's very convenient. These urgent cares are kind of popping up everywhere, and it's really reducing the impact on the emergency rooms because we're limited with, the emergent rooms. If you get into a major problem and have to go to a ER, you might have to sit there for 2-3 hours waiting to get in because they're so impacted right now. So I think these are really good things. So I just wanted to get a shout out to Curify Urgent Care. And then yesterday, I attended the Crime Victims' Rights Ceremony. This is actually Crime Victim Rights Week, and our District Attorney Todd Spitzer hosts that every year. And it's really well attended, probably, 600-700 people there. This year they focused on the victims of crime as law enforcement, which was really a unique twist because generally it's just general victims. This time they focused on law enforcement and talked about fentanyl overdoses and some of the parents that had kids who died were up there. I really think, and I'd like to slate it for next year that we bring that up. This is Crime Victims' Rights Week, celebrated every year nationally, and I think maybe we should add that for next year onto our rotation as proclamations and whatnot to signify it. And then finally, today, the State of the City address. I'm going to tell you, it was fun. They had a magician there who literally pulled a rabbit out of a hat. A cute rabbit too, and he made these little chickens pop out of a cup. The cups, the little baby chickens. I don't know how. I know it's all sleight of hand, but it's kind of cool when you watch it happen in front of your eyes. Whoa! So with that being said, Mayor Jones did an outstanding job hosting the event. He was up there doing his, dog and pony. Did a great job, and so I want to officially just recognize the Garden Grove Chamber of Commerce for putting that event together. This year was another wonderful event. And I think that magician kind of added a little layer of flavor to it, so. And that's all I have.
Cool, thanks. John?
Yeah, thanks. Regarding the State of the City, it was a great event. Shout out to TV3 for all their work putting the videos together. I don't know how they do it, It's a tedious task, but it all comes together, and they're award winning. Back on April 15th, City Manager Lisa Kim and myself attended. Basically, Ron Roberts, our former division chief, passed away after he retired suddenly, and so we attended his service on the 15th of April. So our thoughts and prayers are with his family. It was a tough, unexpected death. Yeah. Also, regarding Orange County Fire Authority, as your representative there, they're doing great work over there. Incredible staff and 1,100 firefighters, OCEA, the operators, everybody that's involved is doing an outstanding job. I got to tour a lot of the wildfire areas recently this week, and see the extent of what they could be up against. It's all green right now with the wildflowers and the green, but in a couple of months, it's going to be dry grass again. So people that live in those areas along the hillsides and all that, take as many precautions as you can. Go onto the Orange County Fire Authority website and click on those things where you can take recourse to lower the vegetation near your home if you live in an area that's subject to that. We're not so much here in Garden Grove, right, flat here, but we have our own issues with the fire situation. So in our case, in Garden Grove, please check your smoke detectors, check your electrical system. Don't have a lot of cords under constant load all the time, extension cords and things. The fire chief was here a few months ago talking about charging your lithium batteries just for your chargers and things. Be cognizant of those things. Those are constant power that's coming through that cord at all times. So don't overload those cords. And lastly, we had a good community cleanup, and I think Councilwoman Nguyen will comment on that, but I attended that one. But the last one I believe we have coming up is in District 2 on May 13th from 9 to 11 at Skylark Elementary, which is across from Magnolia Park, that school that borders up Magnolia. So that's on May 13th. So you have a couple weekends here of good weather to clean out your yard, clean out your house, and bring it on down to the community cleanup in District 2 at Skylark Elementary from 9 to 11 on Saturday, May 13th. Bring your stuff. It's free, man. Just come and dump it. Like Councilman Bridigan said, don't leave it on the street and expect somebody to just miraculously pick it up. We will pick it up eventually, but just bring it on down and get rid of it. So thanks. That's all I got.
Cindy.
So it was great to see the Garden Grove resident and student, our future, to come here and speaking before the meeting. And so I just want to highlight a group of St. Columban students who came to support a community event. There were 6 students. They came, they did great job, and the host was, impressed how they're respectful and all that. So at the end, I took them to go to get boba drink, and just a shop nearby. I didn't know that I was never there before, first time, and so the kid, and they make so good impression. And the lady, the owner of that boba shop, Chair to Chair. I'm not sure if you heard that play, but they were so impressed with the kids. So they said, "Oh, next time when the school have fundraising event, they would love to support." And just happened, St. Columban is looking for a donor to help with the upgrading their bedroom. So I just want to shout out here and just great job, and thanks to the business owner to make the kids feel that the work that they did for the community were appreciated. So that leads to my second thing about the event Boy and Girl Club Youth of the Year. So a couple of council members here came to the event with me, and it's just nice to see that our Garden Grove City have so many events that promote the positive in the youth. And so in the past, when I worked at the Boeing company, every year I try to do the Boy and Girl Club, kind of partner them with the experienced engineer as a mentoring, and then take them to go play bowling. And then last year, I donated 200 backpacks with Rick Lamar and Susan. We came and donate the backpack. And so it was just so nice to come and see some of the students, come from the school that we donate, and just seeing their kind of, big smile and so happy about the recognition. And last but not least, I went to the Magnolia Park last Thursday. So thanks to our staff for putting that together. Got to see the little kid have fun with painting, and then listen to the music and dancing and all that. So great job. And the resident, I talked to a couple of residents, and they were so appreciated because they said that part normally not that many people pay attention to. But then they have music and they have all kinds of fun things. So they said that, thanks to the City of Garden Grove for hosting that event. That's it, and great job at the State of City. That's my first one. I was when they talk about magic, I actually look at the movie and I felt that magic too. So that's awesome. Make you feel like, what a lucky, place to live in Garden Grove City. So thank you to the staff, and always talk about TV3 and Chamber of Commerce. Shout out to the group. That was it.
Kim. Go for it.
I'll be quick. Thank you. Yes, we were all there at the State of the Cities this morning. It was a wonderful event. Thank you, particularly Garden Grove Chamber of Commerce that hosts it every year. It was very successful, and I want to thank all the sponsors that supported the event this morning. I think it's a yearly ritual that we should keep. It builds partnership and unity, and we're kind of the envy of a lot of cities for this event. I've heard that we put on the best State of the Cities from other cities. They've said that. So that's an event worth keeping. And I like the theme of magic. It's not just reimagined Garden Grove, but to kind of feel the magic that's happening throughout the city, and that we have our residents have come, and then they've also see that there's a lot of transformative things that are happening in Garden Grove, and I look forward to much, much more. We've had closed sessions on projects that I think will be very exciting. We can't announce all of it yet, but I'm sure it'll, when it comes out, you guys will be very pleased with all the hard work that staff and the city council has been working on. Second, I want to thank not just Lisa Kim, the city manager, who's been on my show. I do host a local weekly TV show, and I invited also Chief Building Officer Dave Dent, who's been working very hard in the field. You know, we've had a few fires, major fires that has to be reg tagged, at least 4 different businesses. And then we also had to red tag residents that have their growing operations, and we're constantly getting updated information on that, and thank you for Lisa for blasting that out, because that's very helpful. And one of the blasts I got just a few days ago was a major traffic accident, actually right in front of my house, and George knows where I live now, because he dropped me off after this morning's event, and right in front, a block away, was a fatality. And it was DUI related. So I want to warn and caution everyone that these very major accidents can happen right in the middle of the day. It wasn't in the evening or after hours or weekend. It was a DUI in the middle of the day that caused the fatality. So I want to mention that, because everybody needs to be more cautious, and especially people who are frequenting or patronizing our restaurants and drinking. They need to not drive. So that's a point I want to drive home. It happened right in front of my house. Lastly, we're still in April, so it is Black April, and we passed a resolution. I thank you, the mayor and council, for passing that, although we don't have a group here to receive it, because we have many groups in the community that are holding events around the city in Garden Grove, and also in and around Little Saigon, which we are a part of, multi-cities community of Little Saigon, and it's still Black April. So we want to commemorate all those events and recognize the organizations that have kept our history and heritage alive right here in Garden Grove and elsewhere. And hopefully next year we'll have multiple groups, not any one group, but anyone who wish to come forward to receive a resolution. I'd like to see that this year. Next year, because this year it's come to pass, but I want to commemorate Black April here on the dais, because it's very important to our community here as far as healing, bringing everyone together, and recognizing our common heritage as refugees and immigrants that have built up Garden Grove. And I continue to encourage that we will continue to build Garden Grove, build in Garden Grove. And I want to invite maybe Maria Parra in the upcoming weeks to talk about ADUs in our city. And I invite everyone to watch my show, but more importantly, GGTV. And I have to say that everybody worked hard on that, and I hope that clip is available for the public on GGTV Channel 3 and or on our website. And I would ask staff to see if we can make that readily available to the public, because it's a lot of work that was boiled down to just a few minutes, 5-7 minutes, and it sums up a lot of what we're doing now. So I invite everyone to watch that once it's posted and on the website. Thank you.
Keep going around. So Steph.
Thank you. I want to just mention a few quick things. I had the pleasure of attending with the Association of California Cities Orange County, their federal Washington, D.C. advocacy trip last week. It was jam-packed, lots of meetings in a short few days in the Capitol. We met with the National Alliance to End Homelessness. We met with the House Energy and Commerce Committee, the House Transportation Committee, Natural Resources Committee, National League of Cities, U.S. Chamber of Commerce. That building is incredible. We also met with congressional and Senate leaders from our local area and beyond other areas of California as well. We talked about energy, homelessness, the fentanyl crisis, crime, infrastructure, grid security, water, housing. Orange County had a very unified voice and was well represented, and I made sure to toot Gigi's horn as much as I could. So that was a great trip. I also wanted to bring up Gigi Gems. It's spring, so that means it's home beautification time here in the city, and Gigi Gems is that program. You may have seen on social media and on our website that the program is back and that you can now nominate homes. That started up on April 10th, and I believe we're about to close that nomination period at the end of this week, maybe beginning of next. So make sure you nominate your home as soon as you can. And then the voting will end, or actually, no, the voting will begin, May 8th and will conclude May 21st. So right now you're nominating, and then you'll be voting on the houses from May 8th to the May 21st. 4 nominees will be randomly selected for a $100 Home Depot gift card. And then the winners per district will be announced on Wednesday, May 31st. And there will be a ceremony, usually before a council meeting. You'll get an award, these really cute little gnome statues for your yard. And I believe there's another Home Depot gift card given to the winners as well. So make sure you nominate your home and then get ready to vote starting May 8th. And if you want more information on the Gigi Gems Home Beautification Program, you can go to ggcity.org/gems. And one more quick thing I wanted to make mention of. We had some Garden Grove High School students, go Argos. I happen to be an alumni of Garden Grove High. And they were here to talk about a potential skate park. And I know Councilmember Wen had been at the school speaking to a civics class, and so she heard about this skate park idea. And I didn't realize it, but they'd also, talking to her, they were talking to me as well, emailing me about the skate park. So we're hoping that the two of us can get together and meet with them and learn more about their ideas. And it's just great to see young people coming out to these council meetings, getting involved and wanting to better their community. So hopefully we'll do that in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we talked about it before, so when you talk to them about the project, please
Sure,
let me know.
sure. Thank you. First, I'd like to say great job to the mayor for today's State of the City. It was a lot of fun and the videos were great. I did miss your longer speeches though, so maybe we should bring that back next year. My loud cheering was very stifled today, although I'm sure many of you did hear it here and there. And a great job to GGTV and to city staff and to the Chamber of Commerce and all of the sponsors. This weekend I did attend our community cleanup in District 6. I was very competitive and fell very short, so I would like to ask staff, after talking to Republic Services and our own staff, that we consider spreading out the events throughout the year, because the first one, folks don't always realize that there's going to be more, and they bring all of their trash to that first one, and then mine gets the lowest dumping rate. So part of my competition was trying to beat Councilmember Stephanie Kloffenstein's 5 bins, and I only got to 4, I think. So next year. I also wanted to make mention of Black April. It does mark the fall of Saigon, and it's a somber commemoration of that in our community. I did have the privilege of visiting the Museum of the Republic of Vietnam this past weekend, and as someone who grew up as the daughter of a refugee who had difficulties talking about it, although I did have wonderful, well, I guess not wonderful, but wonderful in the sense that the history was being passed down. My dad shared a lot of his stories, but I know that it was painful for him, and I know that other refugees also struggle with that, and conversations around intergenerational trauma. And so I think that it's something that happened within our lifetime, within our parents' lifetime or grandparents' lifetime, that it's something we have to continue to educate the community, especially here in Garden Grove, who homes the largest community of Vietnamese people outside of Vietnam. And so I hope that folks take the time to educate themselves. I hope that we share information as a city to our community members. And also, I hope to see many of my colleagues at the events that will be had this Sunday. Lastly, tomorrow is Denim Day. and we mark Denim Day starting from 1999 when an Italian Supreme Court overturned a rape conviction because a survivor who wore tight jeans must have helped her rapist remove them, therefore giving consent, which is ludicrous. As a survivor myself, it is really important, and I'm so grateful for the city every year for participating in Denim Day. You know, it's taboo, it's hard to talk about. Many of us didn't have conversations with our parents or family growing up, and so it's not something that we're all equipped to handle and to talk about. But something as simple as wearing denim on Denim Day, trust me when I tell you, survivors know what it is, and just simply wearing it and nonverbal show of support means the world to us. And so I would like to invite the community tomorrow at 8 a.m. at Civic Center Park to join us in our annual Denim Day photo. If you're unable to attend, please wear denim, post a picture, hashtag Denim Day 2023, and just show your support to survivors. You will know them. There are so many of us. They just may not be sharing their stories with you, but trust me when I tell you that it's a very welcoming and supportive symbol for us. So please participate and share that information with others. Thank you.
Thank you. Quickly regarding State of the City, I just specifically want to give praise to Jeff, Marie, Brianna, Anna Polito, Veronica, Missy, Carlos, and all the others who were involved in the behind the scenes of that. I know TV3 was up very late into the wee hours of last night putting final touches on some of those amazing videos that they did. They made my work look easy today because of all the amazing video work that they did. So wonderful event, and just thank you to everybody and all the hard work that went into it. Lisa Kim.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I just have a couple of announcements. The city would like to invite our residents who are graduating from college or university this year to be honored at the Garden Grove College Graduates Reception taking place on Tuesday, May 23rd. It's a free event for our local graduates who will be recognized by our Garden Grove City Council for their hard work and dedication towards achieving higher education. And there will be opportunities for cash prizes and to win cash and prizes. The deadline to sign up is Friday, May 12th. And for more information to sign up, visit ggcity.org/grads. Also want to thank the council for all your support as it relates to addressing homelessness. This is truly staff implementation of your policies and goals as it relates to the comprehensive plan to address homelessness. It is our 5-year roadmap that was adopted in 2021. And so be on the lookout. In the next 6 months, we'll be advancing an update to that plan for council updates. And lastly, I attended on Saturday Coffee with a Cop. It was wonderfully attended at our Footlong coffee shop on Main Street, and definitely want to thank our Garden Grove Police Department for all their support and engagement with our community. And that's all I have.
Thank you. General Counsel, anything to report out or any need for closed session?
Mayor, we did have 2 closed session items earlier this evening, and there is no reportable action out of those 2 items. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for attending. And with that, we will stand adjourned until the next time. Thank you. Have a good night.